All right, morning conversation. Good morning. It's Friday morning. Hopefully my audio is working. Uh, this morning I'm going to talk about mostly multiple dog households. So if you have more than one dog in the house, um, and yeah, I'm going to gear it kind of towards that. And here's why. Here's why that's kind of top of mind for me. Because I'm always evaluating, and clients do ask me like, you know, how do you do it with your dogs? Like we have 5 dogs, and so I'm always evaluating. Even when I let them out of their kennels in the morning, or I come home and they're out, whatever the case is, whenever I'm interacting with them, I am always evaluating like, really, like, why are they so, quote, what people would call good? Presley, come. Good boy. Why are they good? And good meaning, they don't tear things up. We don't have potty accidents. They don't fight. We have calmness. They out. They listen. Out. 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 Okay. Uh, we're generally calm. Like, they could be on the couch. They can be on the bed. They can sleep out. They can sleep in their kennels. Like, the thing is, I dictate all of that when they sleep out, when they sleep in the kennels. But that's kind of what it comes down to. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right. This is our jailbreak. He lost it. I didn't out him, so he's got to hustle to get it back. Good boy. Yes. So if you've got a multiple dog household and you have identified one of your dogs lovingly as the alpha, I promise you, you have issues. I promise you, you have issues of your dogs not listening to you. You have issues of crappy walks. You have issues of your own anxiety or frustrations when you take them on a walk. You have frustrations and anxiety when friends and family come over. I promise you all of those things. And that's on the mild side. You may have disagreements. You may have fights. I don't know that for sure, but I know for sure you've got some issues and some things that frustrate you and give you anxiety or embarrassment, or that you just wish could be better. I know that if you have identified one of your dogs in a multiple dog household as, oh, she's the alpha, you have dogs that don't listen to you, and that frustrates you or embarrasses you or causes you anxiety. I promise you. What's the solution? What's the solution? Out. Good boy. Okay. Yes. Good boy. Come on. What's the solution? The solution is to, first of all, understand, stop prescribing to this pack theory that there's got to be an alpha amongst the dogs. There's no alpha amongst my dogs, okay? It's me. I'm their leader. I'm not their alpha. It's not a dominant, submissive relationship, right? No one, do you want to work for a dominant boss? Do you want to be with a wife or husband who is dominant over you? No. You want a most likely you want a cooperative situation at work. You want a cooperative, collaborative relationship with your husband or wife. So why then do we think that our dogs would want to work with us if we're trying to dominate them? Why do we accept that and think like, oh yeah, I just need to be dominant. I need to show him dominance. Why would he want to work with you if you're being dominant? Why would he want to do this and play with you if you're dominant over him all the time? Out. Out. Ask yourself that. Do you think your dog enjoys being dominated any more than you do? No. Good boy. That's a good boy. So what's the solution? The solution is to be a leader. Now, what does a leader mean? Right? First of all, you have to have a mindset of a leader. You have to have a mindset that says, I'm going to do certain things even if it doesn't feel good to me. I'm going to do certain things that's for the greater good, even if it doesn't feel good to whatever your name is, personally, emotionally. Presley, come. Good boy. Come on. Hey. Let's go. Let's go. Good boy. Good boy. Let's go. Oh, come here. So that's number one. Leaders do the hard thing. They do the thing that's for the greater good and sacrifice sometimes their own needs and their own wants. And they're able to put aside, not to not have emotions, but not to make decisions based on emotions, and it's not about controlling your emotions so much. It's about controlling the behaviors that flow from your emotions, the decisions you make from your emotions. So those are some mindset leadership qualities. Okay, a leader does not negotiate. A leader is not going to negotiate with his followers. The leader is not going to negotiate with his subordinates. Okay, so your dogs in a multiple dog household need to know that there is a clearly defined leader, and then at that point they can just be. Now you don't have a dog that's trying to be dominant over the other one or trying to be the alpha, because what you have there, you have a social hierarchy in your house, whether you know it or not, and whether you know what it is or not. Your dogs do. Out. 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 So we're working on his outs because he gets pretty intense. So that's what I'm working on lately. Okay. I mean, he's good, but I want him to be better. So there's a social hierarchy in your house. If you've labeled one of your dogs as alpha, you are not at the top of that social hierarchy, and you freaking know it, and you accept it, unfortunately. And all that does is it puts stress on your dogs that they don't deserve, and they don't need, and they don't even want. They don't want to be at the top of the social hierarchy with human beings, okay? So you, by trying to be nice and being soft and being permissive and negotiating with them, and though all of those things you do, you are creating more stress for your dog. You're creating confusion in the social hierarchy, because sometimes you ask them or demand them to do something and they don't do it, and then you get angry. What right do you have to be angry? What right do you have to be frustrated? You're not the leader. You don't set the rules on a consistent basis. They don't look to you as the top of the social hierarchy. So basically, in your dog's eyes, in a multiple dog household, out. In a multiple dog household, in your dog's eyes, you are a subordinate pack member trying to call the shots all of a sudden. And it's not going to work. It's going to be met with resistance until you do it very consistently and in the right manner, but mostly until you do it consistently. So that's number one, leadership. Consistently. Understand there is a social hierarchy. Understand you're not at the top of it. Presley, come. Good boy. Good boy. Come on. Hey, let's go. Good. Rest. Come here. Good. You're not at the top of that social hierarchy. Out. Okay. How do you get to be the top of the social hierarchy? Calm, confident, consistent. Being unstable emotionally, flying off the handle sometimes, being upset, being frustrated. Will you just calm down? All those type of things ain't gonna put you at the top of the social hierarchy. Presley, come. Come. Let's go. Good boy. Good boy. Come on. Yes. Come here. Come on. Come here. Presley, come. Yes. Good. Rest. Okay, so understand there's a social hierarchy. You need to be at the top of it. It's not negotiable. Have a mindset. That's number one. Number two, how do I have 5 dogs and calmness and peace? And I don't have anxiety when I leave the house with any one of my dogs. On leash, off leash, doesn't matter where we go, farmer's market, mall, park, neighborhood walk, doesn't matter where we go. I don't have anxiety when I leave the house. I don't experience the frustrations with my dogs that you probably do. Inside the house and outside the house. I don't experience that. So what's number two? You need to fulfill your dog, and that goes back to leadership. Leaders provide fulfillment, i.e. what their subordinates need. Okay, leaders provide a supportive role for their followers. Okay, so you need to fulfill your dogs. Most likely, if you have a multiple dog household, they are not fulfilled. They're not getting enough sleep. Their nutrition sucks. You're probably feeding them shitty kibble, which affects behavior. Okay, again, they're not getting enough sleep, I guarantee that. And they're definitely not getting enough exercise. And that goes back to leadership. One of the qualities of leadership is discipline. You probably yourself don't exercise enough. So reconcile that. You're not even taking care of your own needs, your own self and requirements. So how are you going to do it for your dog? It starts with you. So fulfillment, sleep, nutrition, exercise, exploration. How often do you get them out and explore a new place? Or maybe the same place, but a new area. How often? They need to explore. We need to understand that there's species-specific fulfillment. How much do you play with your dog? How much do you play individually? Not how much they play together, because that's just you getting to be lazy. You got the toy basket. No, they play with each other. What about you? They play with each other because you're lazy, quite frankly, number one. It's entertaining to you. You think that it's fulfilling them. You think that it's good. But what's really going on is you are just more irrelevant. You're not part of the pack. They don't see you as high up in their social hierarchy. You don't provide for them. They provide for each other, so they're valuable to each other. But you're not valuable. They play with each other. How much do you play one-on-one with your dogs? If you watch any of my videos, if you watch any of my videos, I'm playing with my dogs all the time, one at a time. How often do you see 2 dogs here with me at the park and I'm playing? How often do you see 2 dogs in the backyard and I'm playing? Now, there's some value to having one be in a kennel or be on place and watch you and the other one play. Don't get me wrong, but one at a time. How much do you play? I'll bet you walk your dog more than you play. And ask yourselves, are your walks enjoyable? If you are not enjoying your walks and your walks cause some anxiety, any amount of anxiety, I don't care if it's 1% or any amount of frustration, stop doing it. Stop. Why would you continue to do something that's not enjoyable? Do you think your dog's not enjoying it? Your dog doesn't even have to do it. There's other options. I rarely walk my dogs. We get in the car, we go places, we go to the park, and then guess what we do? We play. When was the last time you put one of your dogs? You don't need to take them both. You don't need to take all 3 of them or all 4 of them or 2 of them. You can take one. It's okay. It's okay to take one. When was the last time you put one in the car, drove to a new park, and just wandered around on a leash with a 20-foot line, played with them at the park, let them smell at the park? When was the last time you did that? Presley, come. Let's go. Good boy. Good boy. No, you don't do that because you're lazy. Because and you're in a routine that you're not even aware. So it's laziness, but also lack of awareness. You're not even aware. You're just asleep at the wheel on autopilot. Okay, I get home from work at 5:30, and I change my clothes and my shoes, and I put the dogs on a leash, and they pull me down the sidewalk. Out. Rest. Rest. And they pull me down the sidewalk. You're just mindless. You haven't even put any thought into it. You just do it because that's what you've always done. You just accept that it's shitty and accept that you probably don't even notice the anxiety anymore. A lot of you. So, multiple dog household, you need to provide fulfillment. Leaders provide fulfillment for their subordinates. They provide support. What does your dog need? Not what you need. What does your dog need? Here's what your dog needs. Take note. Your dog needs more sleep than they're getting. Okay. Good boy. That was a nice one. Good job, bud. That was a nice target. Your dog needs more sleep than they're getting. Your dog needs better nutrition. You don't have to go full raw. Keep feeding the kibble you're feeding, but one day a week, feed a raw meal to them. That's better than what you're currently doing. That will improve their behavior. I promise you. That's not my opinion. There's science that supports that, so it's not my opinion. It's not like, well, he said, no, that's actual fact. So, and it is also my opinion and my experience. So, they need more exercise than you're giving them. Walks generally are not adequate exercise for your dog, by the way. So your little fucking half-hour walk around the neighborhood ain't sufficient exercise for your pit bull terrier. So get off of that. Quit fooling yourself. And you know it. You're not a total idiot. It's not enough exercise. A half-hour walk in the morning, a half-hour at night is not enough exercise for a pit bull terrier or pit bull terrier mix or any bully breed. Not even close. So they need exercise. They need exploration. They need to explore their world. Okay? They need to see, hear, smell, and experience new places, new things. Socialization they need, but they live with you and they live with other animals. That's probably okay. And they need education. And the only education, they are getting education. You are teaching them all the time. Anytime you're interacting with them, they're learning from you, which means you're teaching. But is the curriculum you're giving them, is the teaching you're giving them in line with dogs that you want, in line with a household that you want? Is it in line with not being embarrassed? Is it in line with not being frustrated? Does it line up with those things? Does it line up with being confident and calm and enjoying life to the fullest? Out. Does it line up with that? Or is your curriculum that you've been teaching your dogs inadvertently or maybe on purpose, does that line up with frustration and anxiety and embarrassment and chaos? Most likely it does. Most likely it does. Unless we've worked together, most likely your curriculum is lining up with the feelings and the experiences that you have in the home. Okay. Yeah. Yes, good boy. So change your curriculum. Education is part of what dogs need. Wolves in the wild they learn from their elder pack members. They learn about a social hierarchy. They learn from the social structure. What are your dogs learning? What's your curriculum? Wolves in the wild learn boundaries. They learn what's okay, what's not. They learn how to interact with individuals in the pack, and they learn how to act as an individual within the pack. What is your curriculum teaching? However your dogs act inside your home, you have taught them that that's acceptable, that that's what you want, that that's okay. You have taught them. So if you don't like what your dogs do or how they act or how they behave, you have taught them that. Accept it, which means you can teach them something different. Out. Okay. You can teach them something different, and please do. So, just to recap: leadership, fulfillment, social hierarchy, provide for their needs. That's how you have a multiple dog household that's really enjoyable and really calm, and life is good. Again, if you leave the house with anxiety, frustration, embarrassment, worry, concern, don't leave the house with your dog. You got plenty of work to do at home. Brother, sister, I'm telling you right now, you got plenty of work to do at home. Don't leave the house with your dog. If it's anxiety inducing to you, and you start wrapping that leash around your hand, you got plenty of work to do inside the house. I promise you that. And if you want to know what that work is, because it's very simple, if you want to know what that work is so that you can move towards a situation where you don't leave the house with anxiety and you don't feel frustration inside or outside the house, and you look forward to taking your dog out in the world, if you want those things, if you want to feel good and confident about taking your dog places, and you can start to take them more places and enjoy, you know what to do. My inbox is open, my phone's on, message me, DM me, Instagram. I'm easy to get a hold of. I can get you where you want to be. I can get you where your dog wants you to be, quite frankly. Your dog wants you to step up. Your dog wants you to step up, because then both of your lives get better. Both of your lives get to be more fun. Both of your lives become less stressful when you learn these things. And your dog wants you to learn them. Your dog isn't enjoying when you go on a walk and you're stressed out. Out. Your dog's not enjoying that. Okay, good boy. So, when you're ready, hit me up. If anything I said on this video upset you, triggered a nerve, maybe you took it personally, you think that I'm full of shit, good. That's an indicator of where your personal growth and development needs to happen. Take a look in the mirror at why whatever it was I said upset you. It's probably because there's some truth in what I said. And people don't like having their shorts pulled down. People don't like when people see things or call things out that we try to hide, or we're ashamed of, or embarrassed by, or feel guilty about. But guess what? We need to have that happen so that we can acknowledge it, become aware of it, examine it, and change it, and then grow. But if you took it personally, you don't like what I say, and you choose to just unfollow and stop watching, then good for you. I feel bad for your dog. Out. Uh-uh.